North Devon Hospice provides care for local people affected by a life-threatening illness.
I popped in actually, because I just wanted to ask you something quickly. Have you had any massages and things since you've been here?
I've had 2.
Janet has been admitted to the hospice to spend the final few days of her cancer journey in comfort.
Good.
Her husband Frank is at her side.
And what about you? Would you like a massage?
I had them previously. I always said I'd never want it, but it was great.
Yeah, nice amount.
This is my 2nd trip in. It's been lovely. The nurses, the doctors, the staff are just great.
When you leave at night, you can go home with a clear mind. You know it. She's been looked after. Nothing is too much trouble. The food is fantastic, as you can see. And time doesn't seem to matter here. They'll spend an hour, maybe more, talking at night, won't they?
Yeah.
And it's so reassuring to the patient. They're safe. They don't feel alone here.
Yeah, yeah.
It's an extended family from our point of view. The people we've met are just family members. We are one large family.
Contrary to popular assumption, Janet does not have to pay for her treatment. All these services are provided to patients and families free of charge, but the cost to the hospice is considerable.
We need about £9,000 a day to make sure that the hospice continues to provide the care and support that it does to patients, friends and families in the local area. And that's a substantial amount of money. We do get a grant from the National Health Service, but the rest is raised by public donation.
North Devon Hospice belongs to the North Devon community it serves, and it depends on this community for its survival.
And to that extent, we have to be innovative about the way that we encourage people to think about giving, not just through individual giving or leaving generously through their wills, but perhaps by getting engaged in an activity such as Night Walk.
Thank you.
The annual Night Walk is one of many hospice events aimed at involving you in an enjoyable fundraising effort.
I think it's just one of those things where everybody is walking for the same purpose. They've been touched by hospice the hospice movement in some way or another. This is a way of giving something back and doing it and enjoying themselves in doing it.
Awesome, actually, the atmosphere's been brilliant. Lots of people in fancy dress.
I'm trained up and I'm ready.
Yep, 2nd year we've done it and it's getting bigger and bigger.
There are all kinds of ways you can fundraise for the hospice. Julie likes to run.
When I first approached the hospice and ran the marathon for them, I was shown around and explained exactly what's involved with the North Devon Hospice.
Maybe we could have strawberries.
And it was really eye-opening to see how much money they actually need to keep it going and what they actually achieve in here as well. And because of that, I think I've kept going and supported them more than any other charity that I've been involved with.
It's a very positive place here. You come in and the staff are positive and the patients feel positive. It isn't how I expected. I expected it to be very dreary and but it isn't like that at all.
People fundraise for the hospice for all sorts of reasons. Richard and Sarah wanted to give something back after their stepfather died at the hospice. Little did they know that there was more bad news in store.
When Sarah was diagnosed with cancer in March, that sort of hit us a 2nd time, and it was almost to the day of John's death, wasn't it, that you were diagnosed 12 months later.
Far from discouraging their fundraising, Sarah's illness has led to a redoubling of their efforts.
We've got another £15,000 to raise for the hospice before we've reached our total, haven't we?
Yeah.
So,
set ourselves a target, £50,000 to raise. £50,000 was roughly a week's running for the hospice. We came up with the idea of 12 challenges. Skydiving, as I say, like fire walking.
Great Wall of China walk next year.
It's all good fun. I also like to get all the community I live in involved in it.
As well as marathons, Julie throws her considerable energy into organising discos, tournaments, pub quizzes.
I'd like to think we'll raise in the region of anything between £500 and £1,000.
It was fantastic, wasn't it? We've had a really good time. Lovely.
One of the great things about volunteering for North Devon Hospice is the fun. Getting involved takes fear out of the word hospice.
It would be trite to say, don't be afraid, but in order to change those views and maybe be less afraid, go to your local hospice and get the sense of what it's about.
The fear factor may also discourage the very people for whom the hospice exists from using it. Coming to day hospice as a patient for the first time often entails putting aside negative preconceptions.
But that is the thing, you think there's going to be misery and people nearly on their deathbeds, and it's very enjoyable just to come and sort of share the day.
You know, I'm mixing with people. It's wonderful.
My wife is pleased to get rid of me for the day.
I'm the cheeky one.
Maybe the transport's late in the morning to pick us up. And boy, does she give the driver a lot of stick.
So you shut up, you. Nobody's asking for your opinion.
I think the people who come to this hospice, they are amazed at the joy and the laughter and the sense of peace, because it's not what they thought it would be.
Like everybody, I had the wrong conception of it.
What was your conception?
Hospice, is a place to go and die. But it's not. It's a place to help you.
In addition to fundraising efforts and a successful hospice lottery, North Devon Hospice receives a significant contribution from its network of hospice shops.
This is a really brilliant second-hand shop.
You've always got a good selection of things you can get here. If it's not curtains, it's something else.
We've just bought loads of bits and pieces, and it's I don't know, it's just great fun looking around, and you do get some real bargains. It is always busy in here. It is always busy in here, and next door is brilliant for furniture and stuff as well.
We've got a lot to thank the people of Holsworthy for bringing us whatever they want to get rid of, and for buying as well.
More often than not, being cared for by North Devon Hospice means being looked after in the comfort of your own home. Today, community nurse specialist Keeley is visiting Dave in Ilfracombe, where, with the support of the hospice, he's able to lead a meaningful life.
It is good. It's ideal to have somebody coming in and you can raise issues if you're a bit worried about them. If I've got any problems, Keeley's the one to talk to, and very often, there's things that she can arrange that I wouldn't even know about.
You know, David, you've been in and out of hospital quite a lot recently, haven't you?
I had 5 weeks earlier in the year in, so I've got over that, come out, I've dug my garden, I've put my runner beans in. Yeah, and I've got the canes up.
Although he remains seriously ill, the support offered by North Devon Hospice enables Dave to fend for himself, in spite of what he's had to deal with.
And it has been difficult for you. You've had to come up and down, as we call like a roller coaster ride. David's also had his own bereavements throughout his own time of being ill.
It's been a hard time, and I watched my son die with liver cancer, and he was only 35. And my wife died of motor neuron disease, and I cared for her until she passed away. So it hasn't been an easy time, I've had quite a bit on my plate. I'd advise anybody to go to the hospice, because to meet people there and to get their experiences and your own experience for them is very beneficial to everybody.
I've had a lot of patients say here since I've been working here, since I've been in the hospice, I've been so much more relaxed and so happy, and I am ready to die.
Running North Devon Hospice costs £3 million a year. Most of this has to be found from the North Devon community, and this means you.
And I would say the one thing that we've not had is a problem with fundraising for the hospice. People will always put their hand in the pocket for the hospice, because it is our hospice. It's North Devon's hospice, and it's part of our community.
Just book your skydive, book your abseil, just do it for the hospice. Just do it.